What a turnaround. What a collapse. What a brutal reminder of the gap between the very best and the rest in Test cricket. On the second day, halfway through, the West Indies were leading by 10 runs. Their spirits were up, the crowd buzzing, and Australia wobbling at 4-65 in their second innings. There was a sense that something special could be brewing at Kensington Oval. Australia had started the match by winning the toss and electing to bat, only to be bowled out for a paltry 180. The West Indies responded with 190, scraping a slender lead that seemed invaluable on this minefield of a pitch. The first innings from Australia was marred by poor shot selection and excellent West Indian bowling. But when they came out for their second innings, they found themselves in familiar trouble. The top order folded again, with the scoreboard reading 4-65 and Australia teetering. Enter Travis Head, determined, aggressive, and unshaken by the early dismissals. But even Head couldn't deny that luck had played its part. In the fourth over of day 3, on just 21, he nicked one off Alzarri Joseph straight to second slip. Justin Greaves dropped it cold. No excuses, no mitigating factors, just bad fielding. And that, right there, was arguably the defining moment of the test. Head capitalized, going on to score 61, stringing together a vital 102-run partnership with Beau Webster. Webster's innings was nothing short of impressive. Calm, composed, and technically sound. For a man playing just his 8th Test innings, he looked like a veteran. His third Test half-century came at a time when Australia desperately needed stability. Webster's driving through the covers was a masterclass in timing and placement. And with the ball, he had already proven his value, snaring 2 key wickets in the West Indies' first innings. Beau Webster's rise as an all-rounder continues, and this performance only cements his growing reputation. Alex Carey too played his role to perfection. A counter-punch when the West Indies thought they were clawing back control. Carey's 50 came off just 40 balls, his fastest in Test cricket. The final 40 runs of his innings came in just 15 balls. A massive 6 off Jayden Seales, smashing into the sight screen, summed up the tone of his knock. Carey started steady, then shifted gears, then exploded. The classic number 7 masterclass. By the time Australia's innings wrapped up, they had pushed their lead to 301. From trailing by 10, to setting a target of over 300 on this worn-out Barbados pitch. The West Indies, chasing 302 for victory, never got going. Josh Hazlewood ensured that. The 34-year-old was relentless. His 5-over-second spell was otherworldly, unplayable. On a pitch breaking up badly, Hazlewood turned the screws tighter with every ball. Bounce, seam, swing, he made the ball do everything. The Kensington Oval, one of the game's most iconic Test venues, was witnessing something special. Hazlewood's spell will go down as one of the finest ever bowled at this ground. Batsmen were caught on the crease, beaten for pace, undone by movement. And when the dust settled, West Indies folded. All out for 142. A 159-run defeat that seemed almost impossible just 24 hours earlier. The final scoreboard told a story of dominance. But the real story was one of West Indian missed chances. 7 dropped catches. Yes, 7. The host broadcaster didn't hold back, throwing up a graphic showing the West Indies as statistically the worst catching side in Tests at slips and gully since 2023. A miserable 65.6% catching success rate coming into this game. And in this Test, a shocking 36%. It's impossible to win Tests with numbers like that. Which dropped catch mattered most? Brendan King's early drop. That set the tone. Greaves' sitter on day 3. Undoubtedly the turning point. The West Indies, celebrating 50 years since their famous 1975 World Cup triumph, had veterans and legends watching on in disappointment. The contrast between past glories and present frailties was hard to ignore. Coach Darren Sammy spoke candidly after day 2, saying his team was shooting ourselves in the foot. Sadly for him, day 3 was just more of the same self-inflicted wounds. Opportunities wasted, pressure moments lost, and Australia, the seasoned, ruthless side that they are, didn't need a second invitation. They know how to capitalize. They know how to finish. The West Indies did fight at times, no doubt. But Test cricket isn't about moments of fight. It's about sustaining quality over 5 days. Australia had it, the West Indies didn't. In the end, the margin said it all. 159 runs. A collapse of spirit, of technique, and of basic fielding fundamentals. For Hazlewood, for Head, for Webster, and for Carey, this was a statement test. For the West Indies, it was a harsh lesson. The road back to competing at the top in Test cricket remains long and full of hurdles.